feel like you could say the N-word?
I feel like I can say it, but not because of that, and I'm gonna tell you why. I wish there was some black dudes in here.
There are right there.
And there's one right here. Not.
Okay, well, we're gonna use him. What the fuck are you gonna do about it, you know? And then second of all, I grew up loving these. I grew up fighting with them. I grew up eating with them. I grew up doing bad shit with them. I grew up loving with them. You know, I got family. And it's not even about family. Even if I wasn't related to nobody out black, I mean, it was. It's what the fuck I was surrounded by, you know? Like, I respect people that they feel that way. And that's why I try to shut the fuck up about it.
Right.
But if you're from where I'm from or anywhere, what the fuck are you going to do about it? You know, it's like I don't went to the jungle and earned the lion's head, you know?
I feel like a lot of people that are from Latino descent here in New York feel that same way. The Puerto Ricans, the Dominicans.
Y'all just, I mean, and not even trying to justify it, but shit, y'all just got dropped off before us. That's all it is.
Y'all got dropped off first. It's crazy.
We from the same boat.
This Mexican OT situation where he feels like, you know, he can say the N-word and him saying, oh, well, what the is black men going to do about it? This is exactly why I've been telling y'all I do not like diverse communities, because only in Texas, only in Cali, only in New York, and some of these other diverse places where will they feel like they can say that, because they got black people that's living around them that's co-signing and allowing them to say that. You know what I'm saying? They only feel that way in those states. You can't come to Georgia saying this. You can't come to Atlanta talking about negative. No. We're going to knock you out. You definitely can't come to the south side of Atlanta. No, we're not playing none of that. You can't come to Louisiana. None of that. New Orleans. Nah, Florida. I think Florida be allowing this, so I can't even say Florida. They letting white boys say like that. But only in these diverse communities. This is why I'm so against black people moving to diverse communities. This is why I'm so against black parents moving to these diverse communities and allowing their children to be exposed to all these different races and shit, thinking it's benefiting your child when it's really doing a detriment, because now it's allowing those others to now come in and start saying this because they saying it. Now they want to ask questions. Well, can I, you know, no disrespect, but, you know, would you mind if I'm saying it? And then the stupid ass black people in these communities, in these diverse communities, be like, yeah, it ain't no problem. You can say it, man. It's just a word. It's just a word. You can say it. It ain't bothering me. That's the problem. They feel like the people growing up in these diverse communities with these Mexicans, these Asians, these white people, these Arabs, they feel like they can say that shit because you are black people saying no, or you grew up around black people saying, or you got black family members, because those stupid ass black people done integrated. This is why I hate diverse communities. I will not ever move to one. I will not raise my children in a diverse community, because this is a prime example. You got a Mexican thinking it's okay to say some like that. What if we be like, what up? You know what I'm saying? What up? What up? What up, illegal? You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll probably catch a fit. But they talking about, oh, it's meant in a certain way so we can say it. Nah, you still can't say it. The stupid black people who gave you this pass years and years ago are the issue as well, because why are you as a black person giving passes to Mexicans and white people to say this? It don't matter if they grew up in the same hood as you. They still don't get to say that. They still do not get to say that. This is exactly the problem. So this Mexican, no, he can't go to no other state and say that. He can only go to those diverse states that's all diverse. You know what I'm saying? New York, Cali, Texas. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of diversity and be allowing this. You know what I'm saying? Them black people in these diverse communities scared as most of them. They allowing this. You can't go nowhere else saying those like that, thinking you just about to get a pass. No, you about to get your beat. That Mexican OT, he know better than to come to a real black city or real black state and say some shit like that, greeting black people. What up, nigga? What up? No, bro. What, nigga? What? You ain't my people, bitch ass. You know what I'm saying? You getting your knocked out. Like, who the told you could say that? You can't. And what we gonna do about it? Like, them got real arrogant. But that's only because he grew up in these diverse communities where them allowed that shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that somewhere else. This is why I will never move to Texas. I will never move to Cali. I will never move to New York. I would never move to any of these diverse cities that's super diverse. Because you gonna like this thinking it's cool, just walking around. What up, nigga? What's up? Hey, nigga, what? Man, hell nah, man. You about to get your... This is why I love Atlanta so much. This is why I love the South Side so much. We don't play that. We do not play that. Well, you come around here saying this, you get your ass beat. Because first of all, you is not supposed to be saying this. No white man is gonna say this around here. No Mexican, no Arab, no Indian, no Asian. Nobody. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? That Mexican, he done got too comfortable. Mexican, bro, like, shut your fat up, bro. Like, he can't get away with this nowhere else but in Texas or Cali or New York and shit. Because they allow that diversity. Them black people out there scared us. They welcome this. They into that integration. And that's the problem.
All right, look. Y'all capping. This Mexican OT shit, y'all capping. Y'all ain't gonna put your hands on Amigo for saying it. Y'all not. Y'all ain't about that life. And the reason why is I'm from the south side of Atlanta. I be on the west side sometimes. Pull up to the Chevron. The most Chevron you can find on the west side of Atlanta. There's a couple of folks in there. There was some aunts in there. There was some unks in there. And there was some YNs in there. Like, about my age, I guess. I'm the only Mexican in the store. Dude think he can skip me. First thing pop out my mouth. What you think you doing? I'm in line. What you think you doing? Ain't nobody check me. Ain't nobody say, why you saying that word? Nah, they more worried about what if he's skipping me. Or what if he think he better than me. We all in the trenches together. We ain't chilling with the white folks, the ones that's making it a big deal. We're chilling with the white folks, talking about something they gonna put their hands on Amigos. It is what it is. I'm from Riverdale, Georgia. I'm born in Riverdale, Upper Riverdale Road. If it ain't the most ghettoest hospital there is, then I don't know what to tell you. You feel me? But I'm gonna say the word at the right place, at the right time, for the right reasons. We ain't dropping no heavy ERs. Why? Because I got some soul in me. I'm Amigo with some soul. You feel me? And that's because I'm raised in Forest Park, Georgia. Went to Forest Park High School. Went to Bad Middle. Went to Fountain Elementary. You feel me? Raised with the black folk. Anybody who ever came around me during my whole life has heard me say it. Black folk, whatever. Ain't nobody made it a big deal. Till right now, y'all folks think y'all hard. But y'all not hard. It is what it is. We black Migos out here. And we 10 toes down. It ain't for everyone. It ain't. We understand that. But the ones who do say it, leave us alone, bruh. Why? Because we in the trench.
I usually mind my business, but I'm making this video specifically to speak on my experience with the Hispanic community. Majority of my life, I've lived in Georgia. Grew up with Hispanics. I'm talking about Mexicans, Guatemalans, Puerto Ricans, Salvadorians. Like, I grew up around a lot of Hispanic people. Like, my neighborhood was Hispanic and black. And we grew up just fine. We didn't have problems based on race and skin color. Like, we all grew up together. And I went and moved to LA in 2024. And the experience I had with the Hispanic community in LA, it kind of sent me into a culture shock. Simply because I didn't understand why they were so fucking racist out there. The Hispanics in LA hate black people. Bro, I literally applied to this job. I remember this shit. I applied to this job, right? I get to the interview. The lady sees me and says, oh, well, you never had an application in our system. What do you mean I don't have an application in your system? Like, the system is who prompted me to select a date and time to come for an interview. What do you mean my application is not in the system? And I'm like, look, I got the email right here. She wouldn't even look at my phone. She dismissed me. And I said, oh my God, I've never been treated like this by Hispanic. I'm used to white people being racist. I live in the South. I'm used to white people being assholes. I'm telling you, I'm used to it. But for that Hispanic woman to treat me like that, bro, that shit hurt my heart, bro. I'm not gonna lie. And it made me look at Hispanic community a lot different because of that experience. And when I was out there, like, they don't with black people in Cali. Like, I ain't never seen them like that. But in California, the Hispanic community don't with black people. So I find it funny now that all of a sudden y'all calling out for black people. Black people is 8% of the population in LA. Where's their Asians? The Asians that y'all hire each other and y'all work in each other's businesses. Y'all don't want black people working with y'all, working around y'all in y'all neighborhoods, nothing. But when shit go up in arms, now it's call the black community. Hell nah. Nope. And I don't blame them. Because like I said, bro, I'll never forget that experience and how that made me feel, bro. Like, that sent me into a real culture shock in LA. Damn, bro, the Hispanic community out here is so lame, dog. That's how I felt. Dead ass. There was white people in LA that were nicer to me than the Hispanic people in LA. And we the same fucking complexion. It threw me off, bro. It threw me so off that I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay away from them out here, cause what the is this? That was just disgusting though. But I don't know, that the LA Hispanics gave me a bad like, it's like a bad taste in my mouth, you know. And like my Hispanic friends that I still have, I told them the experience. They said, yeah, it's a lot of racism in Hispanic countries. The darker you are, the more they hate you. And I said, damn, it makes sense now. But I just find it crazy. Y'all want the black people to come and y'all don't even film out there. Like, that's crazy.
Now, find a new rival.
Native Americans were also referred to as the N-word in this country. Anyone that was non-white was the N-word. I am Lakota. They called us plain Indians the prairie N-words. And it's a sad up history. No human being was ever an N in this country, ever. They put this speech on Native Americans as well as the black community in this country to dehumanize and make derogatory statements to us as psychological warfare. That is what that is. In my honest opinion and in my belief system, no human being was ever that. Ever. Native American and African American solidarity within American history is largely preserved through written accounts of oral history from the actual people present from these times who passed it along through their bloodlines. A lot of this history, the good, the bad, the great, the ugly, is largely erased by design. How did you guys not know that Native Americans were called the N-word historically in this country too? Even by the Black Buffalo Soldiers, who were newly freed people from the slave trade and joined the cavalry to go ethnically cleanse America. They called Native Americans the N-words and vice versa from all different communities because that word was never exclusive to the black community.
Okay, so we were able to hear the full totality of that video. You had, black Americans speaking like, hey, you guys shouldn't be saying this, XYZ, all of that other type of good stuff. And you saw videos directly up there about how the Hispanic, Mexican, Latin, whatever it is, how they want to say the word. They feel as though they have the right. Oh, I ate with y'all, fought together. We've been through so many things. Like I said, if people actually respect you, you don't have to ask them more than once. Matter of fact, you don't even have to ask them in order not to do something. They're just going to respect you enough not to do it because they understand. These are clearly people who do not love black people. They may like the culture. They may love it to an extent because they're able to get something directly out of it. And that's the main thing that a lot of black people got to understand. They love the culture enough because they can get a seat, because black people allow any and everybody to have a seat at black tables. No matter how disrespectful everybody has been, black people will allow everybody a seat directly at their table. They will allow them to sit up there and eat, get full to the brim, get a full-fledged stomach, and then while at the same table, these people are not going to clean up after themselves. These people are going to leave a big mess. They're going to knock over glasses and dishes. They're going to leave napkins and drinks and all this other type of stuff. Right? They're going to leave food all over the floor. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, no matter how respectful black Americans are to other people, we're always going to be disrespected. Some people are going to be like, well, maybe if black people treated themselves better, other people would. No. Just humanly, it doesn't matter how another person could be on the street treating themselves, in a sense, homeless or whatnot or whatever. Just because they see themselves a certain type of way does not mean that you need to specifically treat them that type of way. Right? Whatever they feel about themselves is whatever they feel about themselves. You are supposed to look at that person as a human being. You are supposed to treat that person as a human being. right? Just because somebody's outside slapping themselves, that doesn't give you the full right and authority to come and now slap that person because they're slapping themselves. Like, well, they're hitting themselves. I should be able to sit up there and hit them too because they're up there, they're hitting themselves. Do you understand that logic? Do you understand how stupid it is to think that just because somebody's doing something to themselves, that gives you full authority to do the exact same thing that they're doing to them? Again, but that's how stupid everybody else sounds. You got white folks saying the same thing. You got Latins saying the same things. You got Indians saying the same thing. You got Asians saying. You got everybody saying this whenever it deals with black people. They want to justify their actions. Oh, maybe if you guys dress better. Maybe if you stop wearing hoodies. Maybe if you cut off those dreadlocks. Maybe if you get rid of those braids. Maybe if you actually have normal human being hairstyles and dress like a normal human being and speak like a normal human being and you walk and talk like a normal human being. Maybe if you'll stop doing this, right? Everybody will always list something in order to justify why it is that they see and deem and treat black people a certain type of way. But notice how black people, irregardless on how it is that we feel, we give people grace. There's been a multitude of times I've seen white drug addicts directly out there on the streets. Am I going to further try to dehumanize them? Am I going to further try to treat them a certain type of way because they deem and treat themselves a certain type of way? No, I'm not. Because like I said, black people are not specifically built in that manner. Like I said, I don't know what God y'all came from, worship, however it is, but somebody obviously messed y'all up. Where you fully think in the totality of everything that you can just do whatnot or whatever, and you can just find whatever justification. Like I said, this is why y'all world is falling apart. This is why everything, or however it is that y'all ended up getting power, this is why that is slipping faster than you've ever seen it slip before. This is why y'all want to send everything back to like the 1600s, 1500s. This is why you want to go back. Because that's when you were able to actually fully hold that power. Even if it was like half a fist full of power, you want to go back to that half. You don't want to go down to a third. And pretty much you're lower than that at this moment in time. Everything is slipping further and further by the day. Further and further. But like I said, you can't tell people nothing. You cannot tell people nothing at all. And also specifically for the black folks directly out there, this is why I sit up there and say, and I get on y'all a lot and say that y'all need to sit up there and do better. Y'all allowed them to sit up there and feel this way. Like I said, there's too many black people directly online right now in these multicultural areas that are around the Dominicans, the Latins, whatnot, or whatever, Mexicans, and y'all allow them to sit up there and do this. Y'all be like, oh, that's my partner. You know, we was raised together, same house, we was eating. He's like family and da-da-da. That don't mean nothing. Because I want to remind everybody that all of these people that want to use this word, why haven't they decided that, oh, let's try to go back in history and look up what negative terminologies people have used on us and let's try to revitalize, let's try to remix that word, let's try to make it into something positive, the same thing that black Americans have set up there and did for themselves. Let's try to do that for it. They don't want to do it. They're not going to do it. They never will, because everybody in their community will look at them like they're stupid. But notice how everybody in their community would condemn others trying to regain some type of positivity of a word that has negative connotations, but they will freely not have any negative energies if their people want to use that word. Notice how that works. Notice how everybody wants to take apart and use that word, and that's simply off of the strength of what it is that black Americans have done for like the last 30, 40 years. How it is that we've used it with one another, how we use it directly in our community, how we use it directly in different forms of media, how we use it directly in music. Like I said before, irregardless on how it is that people dictate or state that they don't want to be black and all this, obviously you do, because a multitude of ways people will copy, people will emulate black vernacular, the walk, the talk, the act, the haircuts, the way that we happen to fashion ourselves, the way that we'll have handshakes, the way that we dance, and all of these things. But yet nobody says that they want to be black. Everybody says that they're proud of who it is that they are. I can't tell. I see a lot of black cosplayers directly out here. Those also can come in the form of black immigrants, black cosplayers, especially the Africans, black cosplayers, a lot of Mexicans, black cosplayers, a lot of Latins, black cosplayers, a lot of Asians or Asiatic people, black cosplayers, a lot of Europeans, black cosplayers, a lot of white Americans, black cosplayers. I see everybody all over the planet in some type of shape, way, or form cosplaying as black Americans, but at the same time hating black Americans. Crazy work. It's diabolical in nature. But like I said before, to a lot of the black folks in these multicultural areas, y'all need to sit up there and get yourselves together real quick, because I want to remind y'all, let white people start sitting up there saying this and feeling as comfortable as a lot of these Latins do. Oh, you're going to blow a gasket. You're going to have a problem. So like I said, start getting stuff start fixing stuff up before it sits up there and get to a point of no return. It's already technically getting there, or if not, it's already there. But like I said, y'all the main ones, patient zeros. And I keep trying to tell people, stop allowing everybody, just because you're friends with them, you consider them family, stop allowing them to sit up there and do this, because these exact same people would never allow you to call them what you would deem as a slur coming from other groups of people. They would never allow you to do that. Even if they have their own term, they would never allow you to use it. And you know, as a black person, you would never use it because you're like, yo, I respect you too much to even use that. See how that works? You respect them enough. Even if they welcome you to say it, you still will feel uncomfortable to do it. But notice how everybody else doesn't feel the same way. Like I said, the love, the dedication, the respect and the value that black Americans give to everybody else, we never get that in return. And this whole video proves and showcases that, even to the effect of the Native American wanting to, oh, we were called the N-word as well. Man, shut up. Shut up. Y'all just sat up there and said that we were pretendians. Y'all just said that we don't got no Indian heritage. Y'all were the first people. We were never here. And y'all built it. Man, shut up. Shut up. Just shut up. Like I said, now everybody wants to sit up there and say they've been called. Like I said, it's crazy. Black people can't have nothing. Black people can't sit up there and have nothing. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything I said in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.